Hi everyone, my name is Tishmi Begum and I am one of the TRAs here at DOMC, and I will be showing you a series of tutorials on Freezer Pro and those with administrative access. And today I will show you how to create sample types, add users, delete sample types, and access their permissions. So we will share our screen. So once you have access to Freezer Pro, you will see the settings and preferences here on the left-hand side. This will only be visible if you have administrative access. If you don't have administrative access, you will not be able to see this bar and move forward. But once you have the appropriate access, we're going to click on this right arrow and navigate ourselves here to sample types. We're going to double click this. And here we have all the existing sample types here. We have 4 pages worth of sample types. So to add a new sample type, we're going to click on this define new sample type, which is this bubble icon with the plus sign. And here we have 2 tabs. We have the standard fields and we have the user defined fields. So first we're going to add on to the standard fields. Here you can choose from any one of these icons, whatever is appropriate to the sample type that is being created. And then here it says icon pack, standard or liquids. There are different varieties that can be chosen from. So this will depend on the study protocol and what is required or requested by the PI or the site. You also want to make sure that the volume units is the appropriate measurement, whether if it's cell or milligrams, milliliters, this needs to be selected accordingly. If there's an error here, then that will create further issues down the line. And then the sample type name, the naming convention for the sample type can be found under the SOP under Appendix 1, but we would like to put in the initials of the sample site. So if it's Brazil, we'll put BR. And then the sample type, whether if it's a PAX-gene, RNA, or a plasma. So for example purposes, we'll put plasma. Here is the description. You can add more details into here. And then we're going to navigate ourselves to the user-defined fields. Under user-defined fields here, we have the user-defined fields that have already been created and they just already exist in the system here. They have been created in the past. And we're going to add these onto this left side here from the right to the left. So we're going to select aliquot ID as well as trying to find comments or PID. Here we have comments, and I'm not seeing PID, but that is okay. So once we have selected the 2 or 3 fields that we want or more, we have this little plus sign right here, which is add field, and then it brings it over to the left side. If we accidentally add a field that we no longer want, we can select and click on this minus button, remove field, and it brings it back. If we would like to position a little differently, let's say if I want comments above aliquot ID, I can always bring it up or do the same and bring it down. So I also would like to add PID, but I don't see it over here. So I will show you how to create a user-defined field. So we have here this little bar icon with a plus sign. And we're going to add a text field. You can also add a date field or any other field that is appropriate. You can also go to more and you can find time, file, separator, whatever is appropriate. I got a text field. And then here I can add a new field that I desire. Help text, default value, validation error. This will all be provided depending on what is required for the study. And then you can click on add to add this new user-defined field. Once you have your user-defined fields and your standard fields all selected, you will proceed and select add, and this will add this new sample type onto the list of sample types, which I will not be adding this, but for example purposes, you now know how to. To remove an existing field or existing sample type, we will select on any desired sample type and click on this bubble with the minus sign. you will get this message that says you could not delete, and this is because it is in use. So any sample type that is in use cannot be deleted. If I would like to delete, let's say this one that is not in use, it'll prompt me if I'm sure if I want to delete this. If yes, we can select yes. If not, we select no, and it takes us back. To edit the access permissions of a sample type, we will select on the desired sample type, and this little smiley face icon right here, we will select this, and here we see who has access to the sample type and who doesn't, and the user groups. So because this is a Brazil sample type, we have Brazil and the Rutgers DMC data managers. Here, this disabled account shouldn't have access to it. So we will go to here and we will select on this access level. And in the dropdown, we'll select no access. So this way we see that the disabled accounts should not have access to this, and the two groups that do have access to it. Whoever has access to each sample type will depend on the sample, the site in which the sample type belongs to, and the study. So make sure to save permissions once you have made any edits. And that is all. If you would like to scroll down and view the other sample types, you can select on the next page button. The naming conventions of these sample types, as I mentioned before, can be found within the SOP, the Standards of Procedures, under the Appendix 1, which has all the naming conventions. Naming conventions should also be approved and approved by both the Rutgers DOMC team as well as the site team. And yeah, that is all. I hope that this tutorial has been helpful. And as mentioned before, please refer to the SOP and the appendixes for more information. Thank you.